in Muthaiga hours after they say they recovered guns and bullets from his Malindi home. Sophia, good morning. What can you tell us now? We understand that the police now want to forcefully get into the house of this businessman, Jimmy Wanjigi.
Good morning, Betty. Yes, yesterday what we saw was a long day of camp out here by various security agencies, from Special Crimes Prevention Unit, the Flying Squad, the GSU as well, amongst others. So they were here from almost 10 a.m. Throughout the day, throughout the night as well. Betty, our teams were here in the evening and throughout this morning. And over the night, we were actually in the compound and they surrounded the house, but not much was ongoing because remember, yesterday we were able to speak to the officer in charge of the flying squad, that's Saidi Mohammed, who actually admitted they did not have a warrant at the time, a search warrant or an arrest warrant. However, citing one of the criminal procedure code that they were operating under that allows them to arrest one, even without a warrant, when there is reason to believe there's what they call recognizable offense. So that is what they were operating under. But now, Betty, I can authoritatively report just a few moments ago, more officers have come here. We have seen a sledgehammer being taken into the compound. The media has been thrown out of the compound because what appears to be about to happen in there is something the officials, the officers here do not want captured on camera. Behind me, you can see at the gate now GSU so officers there, so you cannot get close to that unless you're working with the agencies when some of the family members being turned away. So a sledgehammer is one of what we've seen, a car with a toolbox as well. So definitely this officer is seeking to get their way into Jimmy Wanjigi's residence here in Muthaiga. They believe he's holed up in there. However, family and lawyers that were here said they had come and met with his family. His father is here, his sister, his wife and brother, alongside other family members. They say he's not here. However, police maintaining that he is actually here. So this is one to see how it will play out this morning, Betty, because definitely also one of the things I've been able to notice, one of the officers that came carrying some documents. We tried to find out what those were. Unclear at this point whether now they've been able to get that arrest warrant or search warrant, Betty. So little information coming through. But what we also knew is that counsel for Jimmy Wanjigi was seeking to move to court as well to bar the arrest or forceful entry into his residence. This because the issues had not been clearly outlined. Remember, again, this house in Malindi, it is linked to him. And that is what the officer in charge of the flying squad told us yesterday, that in actual fact, they're not sure, but they have heard that it is linked to Jimmy Wanjigi. And there appears to be more reinforcement. There's a police vehicle that has just come up front here, Betty. So it's going to be a busy day. This palatial home here in Muthaiga, perhaps about to really get a hit down. Betty, just back to you.
All right, Sophia, the question that has been on many Kenyans' minds is why now? Do we know if there were investigations that have been ongoing about all these alleged issues that are coming up? The question is really why now? We were able to speak to some police officers, the head of the flying squad. Has this been ongoing for some time, maybe under the waters, and now this is the time that everything is blowing up?
According to Saidi Mohammed, boss flying squad yesterday, he said that a multi-agency team has been working together and that in fact it is that teamwork that led to that seizure of the firearms and ammunition that were gotten in that house in Malindi. So they say intelligence information and some of the work they've been doing is what allowed them to be able to get the information that there were these 5 AK-47, some rounds of ammunition as well. And it's on that grounds they're seeking, according to the flying squad boss yesterday in an interview, he said, interview Jimmy Wanjigi. So at the time, he did not use words like arrest. He said they want to interview him. They believe he could shed more light in this story. But definitely, so the boss was here, flying squad, the boss of the special crimes as well, leading his team. So you have GSU officers as well, quite a big team. And it will be interesting to see. You ask about why now. Yesterday, we got to hear from Jeanette Mohammed, Mohammed, the Sunna East Member of Parliament, as well as James Orengo, the Siaya Senator, and they are reading politics. Junet did not hold back to say that since Jimmy Wanjigi started supporting the National Super Alliance in financing and being part of the think tank and strategy, he has become a person of interest in as far as the state. He has been targeted. There have been threats against his life. He has written to the IG in respect to the same. So they're reading malice. The timing to them reeks of politics, of just trying to interfere with the National Super Alliance, saying that Jimmy Wanjigi once was on the other side, Jubilee, supporting Uhuruto 2013, and now that he's decamped, they consider him a serious threat. Is that the case? These are allegations that are and claims that are being made by politicians. So Betty will have to see and watch how this plays out in the coming hours.
All right, Sophia Wanuna there reporting from Muthaiga, and she's going to be keeping us updated with what's happening there. Remember, like she's just correctly put it,